Sound like
what did
being strangled. Oh, good.
Hello and good evening. Time checks exactly 5 minutes after 7 p.m. My name is Na Ashoko, and I'm your host on Strong and Sassy tonight, as always. I do hope you've had a wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful. Give me another W words. I have my English madam here. I won't mention your name, but you. One of them is wonderful. Give me another word. Why are you guys so excited, by the way? You can't sing.
Yes.
All right, this is your number one girl talk show on radio. Every Wednesday evening at exactly 7 o'clock, the women gather and we talk about everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. And we invite you to also be a part of our conversations on air, online, and everywhere. 0244-340-437 is the number to reach me on. 0244-340-437 is the number to reach me on. So I have a question. Between you and your partner or your spouse, who's better at managing their finances? Who has more money? Not who earns more, who has more? In terms of percentages of how much they have versus how much they earn. Let me know. 0244-340-437. And this is how we start today's show. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hi, how are you doing?
Oh, very well.
So we've got Felicity, who's got hexagonal eyeglasses.
Yes.
Is that a hexagon? Or
I'm not sure. I'm not going to say. Like, I don't know.
a hexagon is
There's a 6.
Oh, now let's move on. Let's move on.
I don't know,
Yeah, let's
Charlie.
just
You know
yeah.
what we're talking about?
Your spectacles are nice.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So Felicity's here. Nyankwa Usu is also here.
The way you mention my name, dear.
You don't like it? Miss Nyankwa Usu. How are you?
Doing well, dear. Doing well.
I do hope you've had a great week.
Ups
This
and
is your
downs.
second time on the show. You were here
Yes,
last week.
yes, I was.
We're happy to have you again.
Oh, I'm so happy you guys want to have me again.
All right. And our usual suspect is drinking baobab tea,
Yeah.
which Amalia Lisa Duku. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you,
We
Na.
missed you last week.
Yeah, so I had a bad flu, cold.
Oh. Well, we're happy you're here today, and we're looking forward to all you have to say and all that's in that notebook that you're carrying. Right. We also look forward to hearing from you at home, in your car. If you're with your husband or your wife in the car right now driving home, please text me and shout out your husband. And let's speak the truth. Between men and women, who are better at managing household finances? A lady once told me on this show, by the way, that lady is on the show today, so take a wild guess. Once told me on this show that women always have money. Even when they don't have money, they have money. Like, if your wife has 1,000 Ghana cedis and you have 500 Ghana cedis, the money at home is 500 Ghana cedis, not 1,000.
No.
Thank you.
Don't get it twisted.
Thank you.
That's what I was told on this show. So, yeah, that's just by the way. Some other people think that, men are able to better project, to, make decisions on the big things, so to speak. And so men are better at managing finances than women. Some people also think that, look, for the little things that the food stuff for the home, fixing this, fixing that, the kids stuff that, sometimes men ignore or neglect or unintentionally just don't get. Those little things are also really, when they all come together, it's quite a bit. And women are able to, in a home where there's an agreement on who does what, and the man is supposed to pay the school fees and the big bills, and the woman is supposed to pay the so to speak again, smaller things. At the end of the day, the smaller things are actually bigger because they're daily and they're all the time, as compared to the bigger things that could be one-off once in a month and all of that. These are comments I've heard since we put this topic out there. But now we're going to discuss it live, and I'd like to know what you all think. Let me start with Felicity. What are your thoughts on this? Men, women?
Honestly, I don't think that being able to manage finances is something that should be gendered. You know, it's based on competency. So I wouldn't say men or women. It's if you're competent, then you are. If you aren't, then you aren't. So it's not something I'll say women are better at it or men are better at it. In every relationship or whatever, you would find that sometimes it could be the man, sometimes it could be the woman.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's not it's not cast in stone.
Absolutely.
But can you give a general generally?
I
You
would,
still can.
I think generally women are taught to be better managers of the home.
How is that?
Because, you know, from a very young age, they're the ones who know, like, okay, they go to the markets, they do this, so they're in touch with those kind of things. So when they get to the stage on which they're married, they tend to be better just because they've actually been trained in that manner, where men are not really given those responsibilities on a regular basis.
Very
as young
unfortunate
boys.
also.
Yeah.
Marian.
Yes, my dear.
Marian is AKA Nyakwa, by the way. What are your thoughts?
I believe women are more, better at home management than men in finances and everything concerning the home. So probably I'll be biased when it comes to finances. Yes. We, as Felicity said, we have been trained to, manage the small and manage the more. So when you're in a home, you tend to manage what you have and tend to save when there's a surplus. So I believe women are better
than men.
Yes.
Men can't do that.
Oh, men can, but then the ratio is more.
Don't answer that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think we are all in sync with the whole women are better managers of the finances. But I think generally, I based on readings or understanding, I think it evolved because previously men were working and women were at home. And then men used to give the women money to take care of the home, even though they had some money stashed out somewhere. But now with women working and they come onto the table and we have the dynamics of investment, we have the dynamics of paying bills. A lot of women have grown up or gotten to understand, because they are working and they are more educated, they've gotten to understand how to take care of the house and budgeting and how to invest. So I think it has evolved from men giving women money to take care of the house, it has evolved from men giving women to take care of the house, and man and woman sitting down, bringing the money together, and the woman owning the money and saying this is what we would use the money for. I think that's what it has evolved to. Yes, from just a man giving a woman money for them to manage the house. And it's true, women take care of the nitty-gritties. They say men are visionaries. They can tell you which goal we want to achieve, and women are the ones who generally, women are the ones who pay attention to how we would get to that goal. You guys are making faces, but that's the general conception, because men don't take care of them, pay attention to the nitty-gritty. So women are better managers, because if you tell them a goal, they will show you how to get there. So in simplicity, what I'm trying to say is that women are now part of taking care of the house financially than men, because men don't only bring the money, but women also bring the money, take the whole money and divide it in the house.
What do you think of people who say that, nobody gives anybody money in a home nowadays? The man makes money, the woman makes money, the man pays these bills and the woman pays those bills. There's no home money in many homes nowadays, compared to them days, our mothers, grandmothers, etc., where there was, okay, this money is for the house. But now the man pays the school fees, the woman buys the groceries. The woman pays the school fees, the man buys the groceries, whichever. So there isn't home money set aside for the home. If there's something that needs to be done, one person will just take up the responsibility and do it. And that's how it is now. And so we don't have home finances, so to speak.
I really think it has evolved, like I said, but there's still the element of home money.
Yeah.
It has. Maybe now 30% are saying I don't have any statistics. Now people are working and they say, okay, you pay the school fees, but still there's still the element of home money. It hasn't been totally eradicated.
What do you think about that though? Partners dividing responsibilities and deciding who pays for what. I used to listen to, I used to host this very interesting counselor on TV, Counselor George Lutford, who said that, you know, it is written, in which I like to refer to the Bible. It's written in the Bible. I can't give you a verse, but the man takes care of the wife because he's the head of the home. So he takes care of his wife and he takes care of the home. And taking care of means providing for and making sure that everything is all right. So the woman's money is hers, and then the man's money is the money that's supposed to take care of the home. That any man who says that you pay the bills for the house while I pay the school fees and the car bills, it's not a marriage. It's a business or a business partnership. It's some kind of a joint partnership or some kind of a business. Because you do this, let me do that. It's not marriage as the Lord or as the Bible has prescribed it.
Okay. I think that's ridiculous.
Why?
I think that's a ridiculous notion because, you know, we have all these campaigns, send your girl child to school, girls go to school, and then they get jobs, and then they get home, and then why should they not also contribute to a home in which they live? They are active participants in that marriage. They cannot just, I don't believe in this notion that women should just kind of, if you, whatever you earn should be yours, and then what your husband earns is for the home. I think that burden is wrong, and we place too much of that burden on men in this society. So I don't actually believe that. There are a lot of homes, yes, where women contribute, but there's still, culturally, we still live in a society in which we expect that the man provides what we call chop money. And we have to move away from that, because once we have women in the workforce as well, you know, if the woman's not working, that's different. But once the woman is in the workforce as well, why should she not also take care of some of the bills? I think bill paying and who pays for what should be based on how much you earn. So, you know, I earn 5,000, you earn 2,000. So naturally, you would pay less than I do in terms of your contributions towards the home. I think it should be based on a very basic common sense level where you don't, you know, it's just based on how much am I earning, how much are you earning, how much can you afford to, you know, what kind of, do you have any other commitments? Even before we got married, you have some debts. You know, we come together and we work together, but I don't think it should be placed on a single person, especially not the man, if the woman is also in that workforce.
Would you still say same if there's a divorce and the partners aren't together anymore?
Yes, absolutely. But I don't understand, if you're not together, well, per law, a lot of the time you have to pay alimony, and alimony usually is granted to the partner who earns more. So whoever's earning more is the one who has to pay alimony. So it's still the same thing.
All right. Marian, what do you think?
Well, let's just say I would stand with a very old saying or old belief or myth, something that most people say that, or most couple say that when you do not allow the man to be a man in the home, he tends to feel less of a man in the home. In other words, they're trying to say that if he doesn't take majority of the bills in the home, then he tends to feel a bit inadequate, that, or probably a bit insecure, that his wife is taking the, you know, is feeling the wife is more how to say, the champion in the house. So
you think the man automatically, you should allow the man to pay more?
Well, you see, that's where I'm a bit, because in my home it's a bit different. No, we come together. You know, my husband and I, we come together. Hey, this is it. This is it. This is what we can do. This is what we cannot do. This is what you can do. This is how much. In fact, is that I think it's more of a cake home thing. We come together and say this is what we have earned, and this is what we can do. This is what we can not do. So, and I would say that my husband is more organized than I am.
Okay.
Yes, when it comes to, I am more of oh, let's use this money because we've got this money. Let's use it for this. But he would say, let's use it. Let's look at the long-term thing. So when it comes to that, I am more. I throw it to him because he's more
You're
of the
allowed
long
to make the
term.
decisions.
Not all the time, though.
Of course.
Not all the time. No.
I think it's quite interesting that she used this term as feeling like a man, because surely when you're born a man, you are a man. It shouldn't be something that you feel like.
Well, you see,
let me finish.
Okay, Felicity.
It shouldn't be something that you feel like. So this idea that manhood or feeling like a man is based on your ability to provide, I find it very problematic. So then once a man is unable to provide, does he cease being a man? Because your manhood should be something that's inherent in you. It should not be based on what you do or don't do. If you're a man, you're a man. If you're a woman, you're a woman. Your womanhood is not based on your ability to do specific abilities, unless those abilities are tied to your genitalia.
Okay,
But-
I think what Nyakwa was trying to say is that, as we are all born as men and women, we have just some psychological makeup. We are taught, maybe socialization teaches us certain things, and a man has his ego, and his ego is fed by his ability to provide. And when he said feels like a man, it's not based on what they own in their body, but what their egos stamp on. That's what she means. I think that's the ideology. But then I wanted to add to that what you said about the Bible, and as a growing Christian, I may be wrong, but I have come to realize that God places certain laws based on the laws have basic principles that would never go. Okay. It's a basic principle, and as we evolve, as we change, as we grow, it's just a basic principle. But he placed certain laws based on the in those times women weren't working much. Do you guys what I'm trying to say? And now women are working. But in case you are married to a woman who is not able to fend for herself, then yes, a man is supposed to take care of a woman.
So
when you are married,
it's not generic.
It's not generic because God created us. He has seen how the world is evolving, and then if you read and you see the basic principle, it's a basic principle. So people are not. A man is not just sitting down, and a woman is just not being taken care of. That's why he put the law. But we take those principles from the Old Testament and those times and try very much to push it in this era when the world is evolving.
Wait, unfortunately, we have some pastors. I'm only saying that because you're going biblical. Unfortunately, we have some pastors who have based their teachings on the fact that the man is the head. And
Is that not correct?
I do agree.
It's very true. But then it has made the men believe that since they are the head, they should be able to cater for their homes. So even you would have a home where the woman is earning more than the man, the woman will literally feel that if she doesn't make the man feel like he earns more or he has more to say about finances, she feels that she's not letting him be the head.
It's because it's generally just because
Felicity is looking at both of you and she's thinking, what are these ladies doing?
Felicity.
But isn't you guys are saying this person feels like this and this person feels like that, but isn't it just the truth? That's just the way things are. That when you're in a relationship or a marriage with a man, it could be a socialization, it could be religion, it could be just the way things are, that the man is the head and the woman is his supporter. Mm-hmm. And as the head, Felicity, stop making faces at me. And as the head provides, and the supporter, if you like, supports. And that's just the way it ought to be. So if you're in a home with a man, no matter how much you earn, and no matter how much he earns, he takes the lead with finances. He takes the lead with the bigger bills. He takes the lead with XYZ. In homes where the woman takes the lead, it has been said that it appears that she is the head of the home, or she cannot submit to her husband, or no matter what she does, the husband seems to feel that because she earns more, she's trying to override every decision he makes, she's trying to override everything he does, and that's just the way it is.
Yes, and it has become something like a norm. It has become something that we are trying to live with, which is not helping. It is breaking homes. Because here's a case where, as you said, women we are evolving. So right now, most women are not. Let me sit back and see how it is. Like, let's bring our finances together, and then let's see what we can do about it.
You women nowadays, you're not even very honest with how much you have.
Oh,
I mean,
can I come in?
Even when the woman has money, she doesn't have money.
Because now you see, some women will not.
Let's let Felicity speak.
Let me break this. For me, I don't agree that men are head by default. I think this idea that all men are heads of homes is flawed and is problematic, because when we talk about leadership should be based on competency, and the reality is we know that not all men are competent to lead. Equally, not all women are competent to lead. So once we start tying something like leadership and the decision maker to gender, it's problematic, because we look around Ghana, we have male leaders. Our president is a man. We've had male presidents all the way through, and you look at our ministers, primarily male, and it's obvious that if all men were inherently born with the ability to be leaders, then Ghana wouldn't be where it is. So I cannot ever support this assertion that yes, that is what culturally we accept, but I don't think that culture is supposed to be dynamic. And then when you look at things and you realize that this person is not competent enough to lead, then they shouldn't be the one leading, and it shouldn't be based on even who earns more. Just because you earn more money in the home does not necessarily mean you should be the leader, even if you're a woman. Just because a woman is earning more in a household, why should she be the leader? She has to have the capability, she has to have wisdom, she has to have knowledge, she has to have the ability to lead.
All right, so who determines the other person's competencies to lead? When the man and the woman come together and decide to be
together,
a couple,
between each other.
So you have like
on a case by case basis. Basically, on a case by case basis, you know that when it comes to maybe this particular area, you are stronger in this area. So when on a subject, on this kind of topic, or this type of decision, you can make that decision because I feel like you're more competent in that area. I don't understand why it can't be a partnership. Why do we even need, per se, a leader? Are we going to
because it's a human institution?
Yeah.
I just don't think that in a marriage you need a leader.
No, all right. 0244-340-437. That's the number to reach us on. 0244-340-437. Let me know if you're listening to us, and also I'd like to hear from you. We're also live on Facebook. You can watch us. So if you want to see who's saying what, please go to Facebook and Joy FM 99.7, and we're all on there live. Also, a special good evening to a group of men on a group chat called Dope City, who are currently debating this topic. And I've seen some screenshots which are very interesting. So good evening to you all, Glover and everybody on the Dope City group chat. Thank you for listening and thank you for discussing. And if you missed the number earlier, it's 0244-340-437. WhatsApp us. I would like to hear from you. Which are Felicity does not think that in a marriage you even need a leader, and nobody is leader by default.
It's weird that we didn't. I don't believe in the Bang theory about how the world just came into existence.
Mm-hmm.
That I believe somebody created it, and the person who created us definitely gave us a manual to operate in, and the person who gave us the manual to operate in stated based on how uniquely he created us. He told us certain things we need to. We've seen that when we go out of, things crumble, and so definitely in the Bible he just say that a man is a leader because he realized that there's certain things he put. I'm not saying women can't lead, but in relationship, because we weren't born in Venus, we are on planet Earth. In relationships, as much as a woman can be the leader, a woman can be the one bringing the finances, a woman can be the powerful one in the relationship, and the man is the weaker one. We are thought to be a little bit sublime about it. It doesn't eat up in our position to lead. It doesn't eat up in anything. It's just that you are the man. You were created this way, and therefore, I would be a little bit sublime, even though I am going to make the decisions. It doesn't have to be rubbed in their faces because no matter how we go far from it, we still come back to the conversations that is the man a leader? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I get you, because when there's a union, when there's either it's Muslim or it's Christian,
mm-hmm.
the one doing the service, during the officiating puts the man as a leader to the woman. Because he makes the man the head of the home, and lets the woman be aware that. And there's a part in the Bible, as you said, we have a manual. There's a part in the Bible that says that men, love your women, love your wife. Woman, be submissive to your husband.
It says
be submissive to each
women.
other.
Be submissive to your own husbands.
To your own husbands.
Men. Mm-hmm. Love your wives.
Yeah.
and
Praise the Lord.
provide for her as Christ loved the church and gave everything up for her. Everything
Hey, nah.
up
You see,
for her.
I am so glad
That's
you
what
put
the
that.
Bible says.
You see, when we take that, even though the men are the head, and they are supposed to love the women, some men,
The men are supposed to be able, like
give
Christ,
everything up.
like Christ laid down his life for the church.
Yeah.
That is the role of the man in a marriage. So for a person who's supposed to be able to lay down his life for you, then it's a person who's responsible for you 200%. So that they are responsible for you to the extent that if push comes to shove, they should be able to lay down their lives for you,
okay,
like Christ did for the church.
okay,
And that's how I understand the scripture.
Okay, but
And
what
then-
about 5:20? Ephesians 5:22 says submit to each other. So
Yeah.
even if we're going to use the Bible,
Yeah.
then I think that let's not skip some text to kind of subvert the context, right?
I mean, I'm
so
actually glad you actually
Ephesians
said that.
5:22 says submit to each other. I just want to put that in there
See?
because a lot of the time, a lot of pastors do this where they actually like to read that text and they read the wife submit to your husband and they ignore the submit to each other.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. You see, when that's one. You see, the official officiating the ceremony makes the man the head. So as he makes the man the head, he makes him the head in everything.
So if the man
Be
is the
finances,
head,
be everything.
does it mean that he ought to be in charge of the money?
That is where the problem is right now. Because as you are the head at that point in time, for all you know, I am maybe earning more than you are earning.
But being the
But
head,
then you are the head. And if you ask me to come up, listen, people say that trials happen like the first, second year of marriages. That's when you actually see the thing. Most of the time, you see, women, I wouldn't say, okay, some women, like, you know, most women have given in. You know, in the first year of marriage, they are very laid back. Because like they're given all to the man. They want to see how it's like, how you're going to treat them, how you're going to be the home. So they're a bit, they get a bit disappointed if things are not going the way they expected. Okay, fine. We've decided that during counseling, during this, we've decided that we'll bring all our finances to bear. And then you know that this is how much I'm earning, this is what you're earning. Some will take it and then not do it as maybe the plan was supposed to be. And then the man maybe might even make the woman feel that you have suggested this for what we're going to use our money for. But then he might turn around and not use it.
but is it even advisable for both partners to be absolutely honest with how much they earn? Which if you earn 2,000,
Now we've had this conversation before.
have we on the show?
No,
Just on the show, right? Must we be honest about how much you
I want to
earn, really,
answer that.
Felicity? If I earn 5,000 CDs and you know that I earn 5,000 CDs, that's fine. But my boss gives me 1,000 CDs every time I work overtime, or I make extra 2,000, 3,000 here every now and again. Must we be honest about all of that? You know, because it's important for us to know what's happening so we can manage our finances better. But is it advisable that you be 100%
for me,
naked?
I feel
with how
like
much you
if you're in a
earn?
relationship with someone, is about trust, and I don't see why you would want to hide how much you're earning or extra money you're getting. Nobody's
people like to take
but
advantage.
nobody's saying just because you're earning that extra doesn't necessarily mean you have to add it to the pool. But I don't see, if you're hiding it, then that for me it indicates something deeper. That why are you hiding it? Then there's something sinister going on in your mind why you want to hide it,
Or
because
probably-
you can say, oh, I got this 1,000 CDs, but I bought a pair of shoes. It's your money. You can do as you please with it.
Yeah, but you can say that, but then probably your partner will make you feel that you have spent the money, or you have you've been frivolous in your spending, and then that will put you in a way that it will put you in a corner, in a very tight, uncomfortable corner. That even if you get something again, or you will not be able to come out openly about what you have. So then, have you received any extra? You might say no. Because maybe that extra that you received, you gave it to a family member. And he might ask you, why did you do that? So then you are...
Are you accountable to the other person for?
I don't think
No,
you are.
I really think in a relationships leading in marriage also, you are two individuals. And as much as you would want to share everything, we are all created with some secrets, some things we would like to keep to ourselves. I hear you can marry somebody for 20 years and you still find new things about them. You are two individuals trying to coexist. I do not know why you need to tell the person you are with every little thing you earn. Every single little thing you earn, because you are accountable to yourself. You own yourself. You are supposed to take care of yourself. Divulging all this, and remember, people have intents. People, no matter who you're married to, the person has an intent you don't know about.
Yeah.
And I always stick by it. You love the person you are with, but people change, people evolve. So you always have to protect yourself and be accountable to yourself. So I really believe that you just own yourself, and depending on the kind of person you are in a relationship, do not feel bad that you are not divulging everything that you have. You have to take care of yourself, and I think that's a conversation that two people must have.
Keep some about money.
Keep yourself.
The thing is, I think if it's my money, right, I can do what I please with it. You still have autonomy. Just because I'm telling you that I have X amount of money doesn't necessarily mean you will determine what I do with that money. I understand, because the thing is, I'm just wondering, you saying this, so does that mean that you guys will also, because who determines what is small? So if you think you can hide that extra 1,000, 2,000, so what if you also found out that your husband has built a house elsewhere and he's hidden that from you? Would that be something that you're okay with? Because he has autonomy and it's his own money and he can do as he pleases, would that be something that you're okay with?
Once upon a time, a husband found out that the house they were renting belonged to his wife.
Yeah, today we're talking about
no. But Felicity, the same way it's a relationship and it's built on trust and all of that. If you earn an extra 1,000 Ghana cedis and you came out to say, oh, I made this extra 1,000, and the other person felt that you needed to use that 1,000 cedis or committed towards a certain building project, and that was not your intention, or you were not planning on doing so, it brings it up for discussion. Because it's a relationship. But you have plans for this money. You wanted to buy this new loops, and he believes, oh no, we're building a house, it's a project we're working towards, we need to do it. But you want these loops, and you just come off as some frivolous person who wants to spend money on
that's something that I'm okay with you thinking. Like, if I want to buy my loops, I'm going to buy my loops. It's my money.
Well, it's the sort of thing that
will put a strain.
Yes,
that causes
and money
problems
conversations are big conversations. They are conversations that break us or make a relationship. They are very, very big. So you have to be careful as to what kind of conversation, especially when it's money issues. I mean, there should be a common goal and there should be a private goal. And for that private goal, you don't have to say everything your money does, because money is sensitive to everybody. Money is security. Some people, money is security. Some people, money is love. Money is happiness. So many things. And because of the power of money, it should not be a conversation that you should have. It's your money. You get what I mean? It's a money that is made. You made the money. I understand a man also does certain things with his money, and we expect a man to provide certain times, and we don't expect a man to be building houses and be buying flat screen TVs all the time everywhere. But it's money. You don't have those conversations all the time.
It's funny how you're saying you don't expect a man to be building houses. It's the conversation that it has changed.
I know, from its intent. Exactly.
You don't want to know how many women have houses their husbands don't know about.
Yeah, I know some.
A lot. It's a lot of people have landed property their spouses don't know about. So, they go to the site and they say they are just visiting a friend's site, and they build houses all over the place. But how much should you reveal to your partner when it comes to your money? 0244340437. All of it, some of it. What do you think?
Some of it.
Richard Nutifafa Eddie from Ashaiman, Lebanon says, I nearly said the woman, and then it dawned on me that there are sikadicious women out there. They spend money like it's gotten from trees. So I say it depends. We cannot conclude on one gender. Okay, that's Nutifafa leaning towards Felicity's point of view. All right. Good evening now. Good evening, sisters. I believe it will be prudent to be open to each other financially, but not everything, as in not everything that you can depend on a man for. And that's from Ajiman Joseph. Okay, I think nobody said that, right?
Yeah,
I think nobody said that. But thank you so much, Joseph, for sharing that. I appreciate it. Hello, now. My wife and I tell each other every detail of our earnings. After we decide on major decisions, the rest of the money is placed at one place where both of us have access to. But we do well to tell each other what we did with the money each time it is spent. When the money finishes, it is finished. At the point, we decide on what to do next. And that's from Aram from OEB. Aram, what would you do if you found out that the money your wife was taking was going into an investment or a savings account for her self to keep? As the money is available for both of you. You can both take it and you think you're both spending it. Well, he says, my wife and I tell each other every detail of our earnings. Or so you think. Aram, I don't know your wife. Oh, I beg you. Hello, Joy FM. Interesting discussion on marriage. First of all, we need to define what marriage we are talking about. Marriage is instituted by God. It is governed by God's guidebook, as opposed to unions now regulated by society, which is essentially a contractual agreement governed by choices and decisions individuals make. All right, you don't add your name, but thank you so much for this message. It's deeply appreciated. More messages coming in. Now, the pastor doesn't make the man the head. In a Christian marriage, God has given headship to the man, and that's from Ray. Simple and straight to the point. Thank you so much, Ray, for sending that in. More messages coming in. The Obusiampeni in our families are not the richest. Okay. The Obusiampeni in our families are not the richest, but they lead. Let's not reduce headship to money. A man is head by genetics. Same as a woman.
A man is a man.
A man is a man by genetics. Same as a woman. Read on virtuous woman in Proverbs. The woman is hardworking to support her home. Okay. That's which has woman. That's Proverbs what woman?
31.
How do you all know this? All right. Proverbs 31. I won't forget that. If my wife earns more than me and takes care of the home, I'll be happy, Papa. In fact, I can buy more Lamborghinis. You don't add your name. Your wife is listening. All right. Hello, Nah. This is Karen from Tema. Shout outs to my husband, Emmanuel, for being amazing. Home finances are better managed by women. However, I think it's better if the couple put their income in a pool and then discuss what the money should be used for. Okay. What happens if you both don't agree? Like, those of you who put your money together, what happens when you don't agree on what to use the money for? Would you leave the money sitting down there, or one person will go and do what they want? Well, and the two shall become one. Why is it that whenever it comes to money, there's division and the two are never one? I'm totally against this notion. Me, if my woman is not one with me in all things, I think we are better not married. And the two shall be one means oneness in spirit, financially, physically. That is love, and love is not a contract. So why do you sign those papers? That's from Cosby Anthony. Thank you so much for sharing. More messages coming out. I'll read them as we go. 0244340437. The number to reach us on, if you want to call in so we hear your voice, call us on 0302-216-541. 0302-216-541 is the number to call us on. And you can call in and share with us live. Seth Quay sent his name. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Now, I wanted to say something. You know, there's something fulfilling about being able to spend money that you've earned. You know, so if we all bring our money to the pool, you know, and one person decides on what the money is used for, or the person disagrees with what you're going to use your money for, there's some, you know, you feel a bit...
you will get angry. Basically, I mean,
I wanted to use some broccoli.
I make so much, and I want to buy something, and I can't buy it because the other person doesn't agree. I want to be able to
step into. That's maybe. I think that's a problem my husband has with me. That sometimes I think, okay, fine, I have overworked myself this month. I should be able to step into a shop and get this or get that or get this for the children and stuff like that. But him being a man would say, did you necessarily need that new pair of shoes?
Okay, let me talk to our callers that are on the line now. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Aaron.
Aaron, thank you so much for calling. You're live.
Yes, and I've been listening to you girls. That's a great show.
Thank you so much.
However, I don't think I do agree with all of you.
All of us?
Yes.
Okay.
Your money is your money. That is true, and you work hard for it. But I think, like you've read from most of the tests, you are one, and that you should do it together. Yes, you have all the right to use your money. That's why you have budgeting. So you put your money together, then you budget. Then you take part, your husband still takes part. So that whatever you want to use your money on, you can do it. But if you say, okay, so this is my money, so let me use it on whatever I want to use it for, then there's a problem. Then trust is not in your marriage. So I think that you should all put your money together, do a budget where each of you should have your own, you share it according to it, and then you use it that way. Then the home is fine.
Would you agree if your wife wants to spend 2,500 cedis on new makeup?
What do you say?
Would you agree if your wife wants to spend 2,500 cedis on new makeup?
It depends on how much we make. And it depends on the budget we have.
Okay.
Because as a husband and a wife, you definitely know what you want to use the money for. Maybe you have a project, maybe you have school fees, maybe you have this and so many other things. But then I say that if you don't have some for yourself, which you should.
All right. Thank you so much, my dear, for calling. Francis is now on the line. Hello, Francis.
Hi, now. Good evening.
Good evening, and thank you for calling.
Thank you. I'll start by correcting something that one of the ladies said about the Ephesians 5:21 verse. When she said the Bible says we should submit, husband and wife should submit to each other. So when you read that verse, it's really not talking about husband and wife. When you read earlier, it talks about all Christians. The only part it talks about husband and wife is when it says the wife should submit and the husband should love. So for me, if you want to extend that to managing your finances, in the marriage setting, you just, as a woman, you just have to make sure you choose the man who will be wise enough to manage your finances well, because he's going to be the head of the family. And the man should also choose the wife who will be wise enough not to, waste the finances or the money. So it's about who you choose, because you don't decide whether the person will be your head or not. As long as you want to marry, the man is the head.
All right. Thank you so much, Francis, for the call. Most appreciated. I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Cantress T on the line. Hello? Yes.
Yeah, now this Cantress.
All right.
From Teshi.
Right. Awesome.
Good morning, ladies. I must say you're doing a great job. I'm really enjoying the show. To me, personally, I think when husband and wife comes together, you could set a target. For instance, 70% of the man's salary and 30% of the man's salary. You're putting it together as a joint account. Apart from that, any extra income, I think that is personal, because we all have our personal aspirations to satisfy. So to me, I think that's how it should be done, and I think everything will be cool when it comes to marriage. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Cantress. Emmanuel is now on the line. Hello, Emmanuel.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, dear.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're live.
Okay. I would like to say that there is a difference between a must do and a can do. And in every organization or in any group, there has to be hierarchies. That is why when you go to a company, they are in management, you have a strategic level and managerial and operational level. So in marriages, God has set up an order so that there will not be, because if that order is not there, anybody can decide to do anything. That is why the man is the head according to God, so that there must be an order. So when it comes to spending money, then the woman can do her part by maybe giving her money or contributing to anything, but it is not a must on the woman. It is rather a must on the man. So if the man and the woman comes to an agreement, then if you think maybe the woman earns more, then the woman can help and even do everything. by what? By an agreement with the man. But that order must be there for the man, as a must do. And he must agree to every suggestion before it is what accomplished in the marriage. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much also. I appreciate the call. Derek is now on the line. Hello, Derek.
Nashoko,
Yes, sir.
I have really been blessed by this conversation that you are having.
I'm glad. What are your thoughts?
Wow. I believe that as married couples, we are one. The two have become one. So we putting our money together as one. It's the best. I hope you get it. What I've realized our ladies is that their priorities are quite weird. They like to spend on themselves. They like to spend on the children. But for us, our priority is about making investments, making building. And I think in marriage, these two needs to be balanced. And I feel that if you put all our monies together and manage this, I think you will be married couples to become better off, giving much priorities to what the lady says, and then minimize their priority a little bit, pertaining to this spending on something that is that doesn't pay somehow, but maybe we focusing on buying lands and doing other investments, but we should put all our money together. I think that is the best.
Right. Thank you so much. I've got Samuel now on the line.
Samuel Nchi. I'm calling from Dodua.
Samuel? You're
yes,
live.
I'm calling from Dodua. Yes, please. I'm really enjoying the show.
Thank you.
And one problem I have is that whenever ladies are earning less, they are more respectful and they are submissive to their husband. But when their income increases, then their arrogance also increase. So I think if they can maintain that kind of respect, whether they have money, whether they are the man or not, that will be okay. That's what I have to contribute to this opening.
All right, thank you so much. I've got Nee on the line now. Nee is my final caller. Hello, Nee.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, you're live.
I always congratulate you ladies for the good job you're doing. Yeah, but to add a little, though many have said a lot, once again, the Bible specifically said that men should be loving enough because the Creator himself knows that men don't show the true love. And women should be submissive, says the Bible in Corinthians. Now, when you come to managerial system at home, when the things are there, women are best in managing it. But the head and how it should be controlled, it is the responsibility of the man to do that. Now, I will also say that when you're talking about joint accounts, it is the best thing everybody should practice. Assuming today I live with my partner, something happens, I'm no more. How would my partner know the exact pay I'm taking? Other things I do that brings me extra income that she can fully demand for what is rightfully mine to help cater for the children. You see, but because of mistrust, therefore all these things are happening. Again, most of our women, and let me say some of our men, have turned out becoming materialistic people, where they always want new things, of no need, of no necessity to that. Yet, because they have the money and they think they are earning for that, they have to do it. Please, these things will help. We should look at the counseling from the Bible's point of view, and it will help us in all our ways. Thank you.
All right. Check out the time. It's exactly 6 minutes to the top of the hour. I think we should be bringing our conversation to a close now, ladies. While the calls were going on, there was background conversations going on. And I think we should look at the topic, joint accounts another day. If we haven't already.
We have.
Have we?
Yes, we have.
We have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could revisit it, because this money conversation is a very important conversation. Like a friend of mine will say, look, money is very important to me, so when I meet a guy and I like him, the first thing I do is talk to him about the money.
Which friend is that?
Well,
I do.
Well,
I've got lots of people sending me WhatsApp saying rich and money.
Like now that you mentioned it,
rich and money.
I didn't have you in mind, but now that you mentioned it, there are more messages coming in. I'm sorry I can't read any more for now. Forgive me. We have 5 minutes to go. We quickly have to wrap up. I'll start with you again, Felicity.
Let them start.
Marion, why are you looking at her like that? All right. In conclusion, what do you think?
Well, I still stand on the fact that women are more, they are better at managing home compared to men.
Okay.
We make use of the little and save when there's more. We actually even save when the men don't even know we are saving. And then when an issue come up, we give them, oh, there's a rainy day account. And then they'll be surprised, and then they'll open and say, oh, you're the best wife, oh, you're the best woman, and you're this. But they're forgetting that we saved from what we have. And
you build houses and your husbands don't know about it.
You see, it depends on the man.
I'm not saying there's something wrong with that.
I don't think there's anything wrong
with it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I'm not saying anything at all.
You see, sometimes it depends on the man that you are marrying. There are some men who do not.
Okay.
And would make you feel they'll discourage you when you're doing something. Oh, we can do it another time. Or we can do that. There are some men like that. There are some women like that. So if a man builds a house without his wife knowing, and a woman builds a house without the husband knowing, I will not judge them. I think they've done a great deal.
Okay. Felicity.
Yeah.
Or you still want me to go back?
Yeah, no, I want to actually respond to one of the callers who came in to kind of turn the context of what the Bible said in Ephesians. And, when you say submit to each other, he was talking about all Christians. I'm sorry, when you become a husband and wife, do you cease to become part of the all Christian? I don't understand. If you can submit to everybody else in the world, why does it stop at your husband, at your wife? You can submit to, so as a man, you're out there, you submit to everybody, but when you get home, that is clear that those 2-3 lines are in succession, and they're, but I still stand by the fact that being a better manager of the home is very individual. It's not based on gender. So I don't believe that women are better suited to managing the home. And like some man said, some women are sickadicious, and then some men are also wasteful. Do you understand?
And at the end of the day, you still think that there shouldn't be a head or a leader in a relationship or marriage. Both of you should just be.
Yes, and then you just do things based on competency.
All right, which are final words?
Okay, so like I said, generally women are better managers because we are taught these things. We learn it through the years. But then every relationship is dynamic. Everybody's different. You should have the conversation about money and see what kind of partner the kind of partner you are with, and how he spends money, how she spends money, and you make the decision as to who should take care of the house bills.
All right. Thank you, ladies. I believe we've had a great conversation. I appreciate all your thoughts and everything you have shared. And to all of you who sent in your messages, I appreciate them too. Thank you. My callers, you're the best. David from Ideal Finance, good to know you're listening for the very first time. Do stay. We love you. My name is Na Ashoko, and this has been Strong and Sassy, your #1 girl talk show on radio on every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Enjoy the rest of our program. Sammy Fortin is next with an overdrive with great music for your Wednesday night relaxation.